Want to see me, boss?
Hey, Sam. Come on in. Close the door.
Something fouled up?
No. I want to talk to you about something else. How are you?
Okay.
Sit down.
Thanks.
Want some coffee?
Sure.
Good.
Look, I know quite a bit about your background. You're honest enough with me, and I appreciate it.
I tried to be.
Yeah, I also appreciate the fact that you told me you spent some time in a state prison.
Hey, has the law been snooping around? I served my parole time a long time ago, you know.
No, nothing like that. This is between you and me.
Good.
You know, I still can't believe that you used to be a safecracker.
I wasn't.
Wait, I thought you told me you were one of the best.
Hey, safecrackers are thugs, okay? They go in for the strong-arm stuff.
Uh-huh.
And when it comes to cracking a safe, they'll use everything, from a crowbar to dynamite.
So?
They're the peasants of the profession, boss. They got no respect. Nobody gets respect for guys like that.
So wait a second. If you weren't a safecracker, what were you?
I was an artist, boss. In the pen, they call me the last of the cat burglars.
What does that mean exactly?
Hey, you see these hands?
Uh-huh.
They're the key. You see, when I had to crack a safe, I used agility. I can feel a lock with the tips of my fingers and open it without a sound.
That means, you probably know everything there is to know about a safe, right?
Like I knew my own mother, boss. Rest her soul. You see, I could get into a place, use my delicate touch on the safe, get it open in less than a minute, and be on my way. I often worked with people sleeping in the same room, okay?
Ugh, that's amazing. Now, I'm really impressed.
I was the best, boss.
But you got caught.
Yeah. But not because I lost my touch. No, I took a fall because I had a tender heart.
You mind telling me about that?
No, not at all. You see, I cleaned a safe one night. And inside was this touching diary belonging to a very classy lady. Anyway, she put an ad in the paper asking for the diary. She even offered a reward and promised no questions asked.
And you answered it.
Well, a fine lady like that, I figured she had to be on the level. Yeah, I answered the ad. And would you believe I wasn't even going to accept the reward?
I believe that. What happened?
Well, we set up a meet so I could hand her the diary. When I got in, the police were all over me.
That's how you got busted, convicted, and all that, right?
It was the most humiliating experience of my life.
I can understand that.
But you know, a funny thing happened. I met this chaplain in the pen. And at first we just talked about anything. But little by little, I began to realize that my career was over. And I realized something else, too.
What?
I worked it out in my head that God will help anybody. Even a guy like me, doing time. I also worked it out that, well, me and the chaplain worked it out, that you have to deserve God's help. And that means going straight.
And you did.
I've been straight ever since.
That's great. No, I really do appreciate you sharing this with me.
It's God's way.
I guess it is. I better tell you what I asked you to come here for. Look, I need you to do a job for me.
Well, nothing crooked, I hope.
No, nothing like that. But it does involve a safe.
I can open it if it's on the up.
No, you don't have to do that. What I need is your expert opinion.
All you gotta do is ask.
Okay, I'm building this office for a friend. And one of the requirements is a safe.
No problem.
No, there is. See, this safe has to be hidden, so nobody can find it.
Piece of cake.
You can do that?
Of course I can.
Great.
You really came to the right man, boss. I guarantee you, I can put that safe where nobody can find it. Ever.
Now, won't you just try, Mrs. Kenner? Just say one word. How about your first name? That's easy. Mary. Mary. See how easy that was? Now go ahead. Now you try. Mary. Okay, all right. We'll try something a little differently. How about the first initial, M? Just say M.
You remember me, Mrs. Kenner? It's Dr. Jones. I've been taking care of you. Will you try to shake my hand today? You know, we're all here to help you. But you have to help too. Will you tell me why you don't want to help yourself? Okay, maybe you could answer some questions by nodding your head yes or no. Now, that isn't too much to ask. Will you try? Good. You know, when you were holding onto my hand just now, you held on very tightly. Now, that might mean that you're frightened about something. Are you frightened? Are you afraid you're going to have another stroke? All right. You know, that's not an uncommon reaction, Mrs. Kenner. Did you know that regardless of that stroke, you're on your way to being a functioning person again? You just don't know, but you've got what it takes. Wouldn't you like to be the one who's in charge of your life again? No. I know you would. Do you want to make a start? Come on. Just one word. Speak to me. Just whatever.
Thank you.
You're going to be fine. And from now on, we're going to work to get you completely well, all right?
Yeah.
All right. You're going to be fine.
Dr. Jones, oops. Could I speak to you for a moment?
Sure, Tania. It is Tania, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I just wanted to say how much I admired the way you handled Mrs. Kenner.
Thank you.
You practically did my job for me.
Well, in that case, you owe me one.
I wanted to ask you a favor. Could you tell me about one of the patients? Unless it's confidential, of course.
Depends on what you want to know.
Well, I'm curious about Frisco Jones up on 7.
Yeah, some guys get all the breaks, don't they?
Are you two related? Or is it by coincidence that your last names are the same?
I could say yes.
Does that mean you are?
No.
Then you are a relative. That's what I was curious about.
Yes, I am a relative.
A close one?
He was once.
I'm not sure I understand.
Well, now he's a distant one.
What are you doing home?
I want to talk to you.
So talk. What's stopping you?
Nothing. Captain Ramsey came to see me at the hospital today.
Oh, what is he, one of your secret admirers?
Don't make light of this, Brock, because I am deadly serious. They've caught an arsonist in New York.
So?
So, the same man was seen on a plane leaving Port Charles the night of the fire of Delise.
So what?
So, a week ago, you were furious about the situation at Delise, and then suddenly, automatically overnight, your whole attitude changed. All of a sudden, you see nothing but a rosy future ahead.
So the situation changed. Conditions changed.
Why? And before you answer, I want you to know that I know that Delise products were being returned. I also happen to know that you increased the insurance on the place.
Okay. Okay, that's enough. Now, what is this, the third degree in my own house?
I want the truth.
Wait a minute, who are you? What are you? What are you, a stoolie for the cops?
For the sake of our marriage, Brock, I want the truth.
What do you want to know?
Everything, because the evidence against you is damning.
Wait a minute. There is no evidence against me. There's nothing against me. Now, why don't you run along to your hospital and do your job?
I'm not going anywhere, Brock, until I get the truth.
What's the point? You got your mind made up already? Not only are you the law, but you're the judge, you're the jury. Boy, you're really something.
I am your wife.
That is the point. If you're my wife, why are you always turning against me?
I am not turning against you. That is besides the point.
That is the point. That is the point.
I have asked you 10 times. I want the truth, Brock. In fact, damn it, I demand the truth.
Boy, you're really asking for it, aren't you? Don't you ever demand anything from me. Do you understand that? How dare you?
Come on, hit me. Go ahead, you try it. Won't you try it?
Come on, put down the lamp. Come on.
Why, so you can hit me again?
I'm not gonna hit you. Now, this is us, Bobbie, for better or for worse, remember? Now, come on. Come on, sit down.
You gonna answer my questions?
Anything you want to know, just put the lamp down. Come on, sit down.
I want to know about the fire.
Look, whatever happened there, they can't prove anything.
The fire was deliberately set?
What if it was?
They've caught the arsonist, Brock. What if he confesses?
He won't. He's a pro.
I don't believe this is happening. This is sickening.
Now, wait a minute. Will you come off it? Don't you understand I was in a bind? I was squeezed and dumped by that syndicate.
The syndicate that finished the waterfront redevelopment?
Yeah, after they dumped me. Now, I was the one that set up the whole thing. They wouldn't have made a dime if it wasn't for me. You think they care? They just tossed me out like I was some two-bit bum.
That has nothing to do with the fire.
That has everything to do with it. Don't you see my back was up against the wall? Every single dime I had to go to pay back the botulism victims and to get new machinery for the factory. That was your price to keep our marriage going, wasn't it?
Don't accuse me of that, because I was not making our marriage a cash transaction.
Look, don't be so morally superior to me, please. Because you extracted cash for sex. Don't forget that.
What?
You heard me. Once a hooker, always a hooker. You know...
Get out!
Look, I was a fool. I was a fool to try to trick you. You're a conniving slut. That's what you are.
Get out!
As soon as I pack my bags...
What's going on with you, Frisco?
What's with the tone in your voice? What'd I do now?
I think you know what I'm talking about. Your outrageous behavior with Dr. Jones.
He's got you fighting his battles for him, huh?
No, I just found out what happened. I don't understand how a patient could hit a doctor in the hospital.
Tania, you don't know anything about it.
No, I think I do. I found out what happened. This is a hospital, Frisco. It's not a battleground. It's a place for healing.
Tania, you don't know what you're talking about, okay?
I know this much. I've been working with Dr. Jones. He's a good doctor. He really cares about his patients.
What would you like me to do, applaud?
No, I just want you to realize it. He's not one of those doctors who hides behind a medical mystique.
Oh, all right, he's a good doctor. I admit it. I mean, talent runs in the family. It just kind of passed me over. But would you please try and think that there's another side to this?
Yeah, but why should I?
Because your opinion matters to me.
Well, if it really matters, then why don't you talk to him? And maybe I'll change my opinion of you.
A lot of thinking. That's what we talked about earlier.
Go on.
It's gonna be very, very expensive.
I know. And I also know I said you had to pay for it. Now, do I get it or not?
You get it.
Look, I feel that Edward's giving you a hard time, and we owe you at least that. So you get your safe.
Well, I told you. You'll get full value out of that safe and more. I want that for you, Jimmy Lee.
Why are you so generous to me all of a sudden?
It's not sudden. We both know how we feel about each other, don't we?
That is totally inappropriate behavior in this spa. Stop it.
I have work to do, excuse me.
Thank you.
It was pretty revolting. I'm surprised at you.
I didn't think anything could surprise you.
I've warned you innumerable times not to let that woman get her clutches on you.
Don't you think I can handle that girl?
I think that she is not what she appears to be. And I'm advising you, be very wary of her.
Especially in the romance department.
In that department particularly, be especially careful.
From what I heard about you in your youth, you weren't too careful.
My dear boy, from my earliest years, I have been the soul of discretion.
Yeah, including my mother.
Well, there I slipped, I grant you that. And that should be a lesson to you. I wouldn't be in this mess now except for that momentary lapse.
Is that what I am? A product of a momentary lapse?
I didn't say that. I'm merely telling you to keep a tight control on your youthful passions.
You know what I think? I think you're jealous.
Good Lord, of what, Lorena? You've got to be out of your mind.
No. You're jealous of those youthful passions, as you call them. And I'll tell you why.
Yeah, enlighten me.
Yeah, I will. You've become a sourpuss in your old age. That's right, because you can't enjoy the same things with the same passion you used to.
What are you talking about? One of my greatest pleasures in being around this spa is being surrounded by these luscious ladies. It's tremendously exciting.
Well, congratulations.
Well, they're in order, I assure you. No, my boy, in certain very important ways, you are looking at a boy of 16. Me. Me.
I'll send for the rest of my stuff.
Fine.
By the way, I left a couple of bucks on the dresser. That's customary for a hooker like you, huh?
You know what's customary for somebody like you? Lies and a cheap scam, because you always take the crooked way out.
Now, you figured that out all by yourself, did you? Bravo, I'm amazed. How come you didn't ask your precious friend Rick or Ruby, or why didn't you call Luke?
Hey, at least I have friends.
And I hate every one of them.
You made that clear, Brock. How many friends do you have, Brock? None.
That's right, I have no friends. I'm a loner, and I like being a loner.
Get out.
With pleasure.
Get out and don't you ever come back. You got it? Don't you ever come back.
Don't worry, hooker, I won't.
Talk a minute? Sure. Fine. I want to bury the hatchet.
Great.
No, not so fast. I'm not finished. All right, go ahead. I want to bury the hatchet, but only until I get out of this hospital. Can I respond to this? No big deal, just yes or no.
But wait a minute, it is a big deal to me, Andrew.
Frisco. They call me Frisco.
Okay, Frisco. Now look, I want to bury the hatchet between us once and for all. You've been on the run 4 years. It's time to stop.
I wish I could agree.
Oh, come on. Certainly you've grown up some after 4 years. And part of growing up is learning to forgive. Be fair, Frisco.
You tell me what's fair.
All right? Listen to my side of the story. Listen with your heart. I know you still got one.
I can't talk about this.
Why not?
Because it's been in my head for 4 years. It's ugly, it's repugnant, and I just can't drop it.
Let me help you drop it.
Well, you're a neurosurgeon, right? Maybe you can cut my skull open and surgically remove a bad scene from my memory, huh? With a scalpel. Can you do that? I didn't think so. It's too bad, too. I guess there is a limit to the miracles the doctor can perform, huh?